Okay, so this 5S methodology we have just started last time. I'd given an introduction of that, and I will also upload this book by Hirano. Okay, this is one of the very good books on 5S. I will share this inside this Telegram group, and I will also have a video on this. Okay, and also I will share with you the Gemba Kaizen book. These are some terminologies which we know about 5S. Now, if you see the terminologies, you might get slightly confused, because if you see here, Seiri is organization, Seiton is orderliness, Shitsuke is discipline, okay, Seiso is cleanliness, and Seigetsu is standardized cleanup, okay. Now, organization, orderliness, cleanliness. Whereas if you see Masaki Imai, he said, okay, sort, straighten, scrub, systematize, and standardize. Okay, make cleaning and checking a routine and standardize the 4 steps to make a process that never ends and continuously improve. This is written from the book. All right, now what we are going to say is, I want all of you to remember this English 5S equivalent, which is, okay, sorting or segregation. How many of you have notes today? Type notes in the chat box. I want you to take a lot of notes, because there is going to be some nice terminologies that I'm going to share today. Okay, so many people have a lot of notes. Excellent. Okay, good. Now, one is sort or segregate, that is removing the needed from unneeded items. Next is set in order or systematic arrangement. The third one is spick and span or shine. The fourth one is standardize, and fifth one is sustain or self-discipline. Okay, let me get into the depth of this. Now, sorting or clearing is simple. Clearing. Set in order is organizing, shining, and standardizing, so that you make a daily routine, and then sustain, that's a self-discipline. Now, what is sorting? We'll get all of you type sort in the chat box. Let me get into the depth of sort now. And this you will not find anywhere else. I'm not going to just simply tell you, okay, remove unwanted from wanted. I'm going to give you the deep way of doing it beneath this. Okay, that's going to be interesting. All right, now, what is sorting? Focus on eliminating unnecessary items from the workplace. This is very easier to understand. Whatever is not required, remove it from the workplace. Okay, but how to do that? While people say, categorize equipment, categorize furnitures, categorize tools, okay, based on the frequency of use, and do it. But I want you to remember NHQA. All of you type NHQA in the chat box. Good. You might be wondering, what is this NHQA? I want you to remember like this: National Highway Quality Assurance. Okay, write it in your note. National Highway Quality Assurance. You're doing a quality assurance standing on a national highway. Hey, what is this crazy way of saying quality assurance and national highway quality assurance? Okay, what is this crazy way of saying it? Okay. Okay, Nitesh Rathod, you are typing to host and panelists. There is an option to change to everyone and type the message. So before you type the message, there is an option to change everyone, Nitesh, so that others can see your message. Okay, you have written National Highway Quality Assurance. You can actually send it to everyone instead of sending it to me separately. Okay, I have this unique way of giving you this acronym so that it sticks in your mind. Okay, N stands for now. All of you type now in the chat box. Needed but not now. N stands for now. Needed but not now. Needed but not here. H stands for here. Needed but not here. Needed but not in this quantity. But not so much quantity. Not needed at all. So it can be even segregation can be classified as, here I needed, but not now. Okay, if it is not needed now, then when? That decides where you will keep it. For example, this is not winter, this is summer. I need this woolen clothes, but not now. I need it in winter, 6 months down the line. Then it gives you opportunity for the second yes, which is place for everything. Everything is place, and then with the way to organize it. All right. Now, needed but not here, which means that why is it cluttering my place? Why can't it be kept elsewhere? Needed but not in so much quantity. Then what do you do with the remaining quantity? Give it back to stores. Give it back to where it is needed. Not needed at all. Dispose it. Find a way of disposal. Give it to the orphanage or give it to the scrap. Make some money. If you found this explanation interesting, useful, fantastic, awesome, put it in the chat box. If it is a bulb on, you can type be on, bulb on in the chat box. If it is a bulb on moment for you. Right? Now, this is how you should remember the first test. You should question each and everything, whether it is needed now, whether it is needed here, whether it is needed in so much quantity, whether it is needed at all. All right, now let's go deeper. The items which are not needed, move it to red tag area. All of you type RTA in the chat box. This is one acronym you should remember. Type RTA in the chat box. Red tag area. Fantastic. Or if you're not able to move it to, you have to make a red tag area where you move the unwanted items. If you're not able to move the area, move the item, it's very heavy, or you don't want to really cause some safety issues, you can just put a red tag there. Okay. So classify all the equipments by the frequency of use, very important, and place the red tag based on the classification. Now, move the unnecessary broken fixtures, tools, scrap, excess items. Okay. This is on manufacturing. Even in one of the companies I did office, they had unwanted catalogs, unwanted old files, diaries, business cards. How many of you can relate to what I'm saying? Type ICR, I can relate in the chat box. So many of you can relate, right? And so you could see like this, right? Red tagged items like this. Some of the pictures, very old pictures, many years back I took these pictures. Okay. All the unwanted items removed, we are left with wanted items. You can see on the left and right, right? All of you type wow in the chat box. Of course, this is something taken out from an abroad client, okay? Not in India, this is not in India, okay? So create red tag disposal plan. All of you type RDP in the chat box. This is another terminology, RDP. Not the Democratic Party, okay? Rashtriya Democratic Party. Okay, RDP is red tag disposal plan, very important for clearing the red tag items, okay? Now, when you dispose it, your place looks like this, okay? There are some real photos that I'm showing here of before after photos in some of the clients that we have done. Initially, it looks like that. More and more, you can shine it, okay? Initially, these are some before after pictures. Okay. You will get some quick wins. Hope. All of you type HOPE in the chat box. You will start getting some hope. Because how many of you can relate to what I'm saying? Type ICR. We have lost hope. We think, oh, this will never improve. Oh, there is no hope at all, right? It's very difficult to do. Our people won't do it. It's not possible in my industries. It's not possible in my society. It's not possible here, etc., etc. Now, we start getting some hope. Now, there are a lot of tons of pictures that I have before and after pictures, okay? Right. So the benefits, normally we do it in the form of a workshop, okay? We call that Blitz Kaizen workshop, okay? Now, the benefits is, I want you to remember MMSAT, MMSAT. All of you type MMSAT in the chat box. Suppose if you want to become a trainer, somebody asks, what's the benefit of 5S? You should say MMSAT. What is this MMSAT? Okay. I'll ask you some question. You will yourself give me the answers. Okay. When you actually, I ask you to remember like this. means make, make money on Saturday. The reason is we do this sort of a workshop for 3 days or 2 days, which is generally Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Saturday, we sell the scrap items and make money. Okay. Okay. This is just for you to remember. This is the NLP way of remembering, neuro-linguistic programming association. This is called as remembering by association. Okay. Make money on Saturday. Okay. Now, when you clear the unwanted items, of course, you can sell the scrap. What do you get? Write the word starting with M. What do you get when you sell the scrap? Money, 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 right? Okay, so that's the money that you get. That's M for money. Okay, good answer. The second M that you will get, like if it is in excess quantity in some area, it will come to the red tag area. From there, it can be useful to you. What is that M called? Okay, let's see who writes in the chat box. The second M is called as what? Material. Very good. Excellent. You will get material. Okay. And yes, we know. If you clear unwanted item, what is that you will get? Yes. Space. Fantastic answer. Yes for space. Now, this is little difficult. A for what? Something unused can be put to use. What is that? A stands for? No, area and space are same. What is A? That is A is little difficult. Asset is very good because Milind Kulkarni already got certified in 5S. So asset is the right answer. Unused asset. You won't believe old printers, old, what is that called? Motors, pumps will be put to use. Who are the maintenance people here? They can, endorse whatever I'm saying. Okay. And last T. What is T that you will get? What is the T? Time. Okay. Fantastic. How many of you found this interesting, useful, valuable, fantastic, awesome? Type whatever that you felt in the chat box. I too want to get a dose of dopamine from whatever inspiration that you are giving. Okay. So let's just recall M for money. Money can be generated by selling broken equipment, tools, and scrap. M as in material. Material not used in one area can be put into other area. S for space. By clearing unwanted items, there will be more space available. Okay. A for asset. Unused asset can be put to use. And T as in time, where by removing unwanted items, a lot of time is saved. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your amazing active participation. I wanted to show you a practical video that we have taken. How many of you want to see the practical video? Type WTS in the chat box if you want to see that. Okay. Just to make sure your entire attention is on the video, I will go off the video and start the video. Okay. All of you are ready? Type R. Ready. Go in the chat box. Good. I'll ask you some questions at the end of the video. The video is just 5 minutes. Okay. Video is just 5 minutes.
Five S for higher productivity and employee motivation. What's going on? What do you see? Does this look like a protest? Does it seem like they are shouting slogans to demand something? Well, this is actually quite the opposite. This is, in fact, a show of solidarity. It is a show of commitment towards workplace excellence through the concept of 5S. Curious? What sort of concept is 5S and how does it achieve so much change? Well, 5S is many things. It is a structured program geared towards systematic transformation of the workplace. It is a movement towards total organization, cleanliness and standardization. It is a transition from forcing change to inducing change. It is a way of life inside and outside the workplace. 5S represents a cultural revolution that heralds a departure from the orthodox system of working. It paves the way for a paradigm shift towards world-class excellence, quality and efficiency. The 5S system is the foundation of Kaizen, a Japanese philosophy that embraces change and improvement. It stands for the 5 steps that need to be taken to achieve these changes. What exactly does 5S mean? In Japanese, the 5 S's stand for Siri, sorting, Siton, systematic arrangement, Siso, spick and span, Shiketsu, standardization, and Shitsuke, self-discipline. These are the 5 S's that constitute the 5S philosophy. The first S is Siri, sorting. It is the beginning of a beautiful journey. It means sorting, distributing and clearing. This first step requires a delicate balance of patience and ruthlessness and a sense of perfect definition. There's no room for perhaps or maybe. It's either yes or no. For example, a simple first task is to separate things, the necessary from the unnecessary. The unnecessary has got to go. Why keep something if you don't need it? Pull it out and place it where it is needed. If it's not useful in one area, it may be useful elsewhere. Look at the quantities available as well. Why overstock? Keep only the required amount. And if something is not needed immediately, it can be simply stored elsewhere until it is needed again. All sorted items can be tagged with a red tag for classification. This sorting process is really just the beginning of a change in work culture that will soon make a difference to the entire organization. It is a process that involves everyone concerned, because the workplace is everyone's space. Sorting makes the workplace clutter-free. Resources are used better and more efficiently. For example, money. Funds that have been blocked or unutilized can now be recovered into corporate fund flow. Another example is time. Time is saved on locating things from a pile of unnecessary material when everything just has a place of its own. Thirdly, space. Once unnecessary material is cleared, space is made available for the things that are necessary. Next, assets. Unused assets get used again. They come out of hiding and can be deployed with minor or no repairs. And finally, material. A large amount of material is released during the sorting process. With a little imagination and inventiveness, they can be put to use differently. And at the end of the day, the sorting process creates a cleaner, neater and more work-friendly environment. In fact, it is like a major cleanup operation. It sets the stage for the second step.
All right, if you found this video interesting, useful, valuable, fantastic, awesome, put it in the chat box. I hope you found it useful, interesting. Now, how many of you want this video? Type 1 in the chat box. I'll post it both in Telegram as well as in YouTube. How many of you want this? Okay. If you want it, I will share it inside this, whoever wants it. Okay. Okay. So what you have to do is let me just pause it for some time. What you have to do is you just have, I will upload it here. You need to subscribe to this and you should also join here. Okay. Subscribe to my course on YouTube. I will upload it there, and also subscribe to this. Join this Lean Champions. I will upload it here. Okay. Okay. With that, let me proceed with this second S. Okay. So the second S is something very interesting. Okay. Let me quickly explain that to you. It is set in order. And what you have to remember is IQL. Okay, now you have to remember IQL. All of you type IQL in the chat box. Okay, you would have heard about IPL, but what is this IQL? Okay, you'll be curious about what is this IQL. Okay, okay, all of you take good notes. Okay, on what is IQL. Just a moment. Let me decide which items belongs where, decide what quantity is needed, and decide the location that we need to keep it. So IQL stands for item quality location. Now that unwanted items have been moved to red tag area, we have only the needed items in the workplace. We need to write down the name of the item, the quantity that is needed, the location it must be kept. If it makes sense, type MS in the chat box if it makes sense. Right? Now you are left with needed items. You need to be really very clear about what item, how much quantity is required, and which location it must be kept in. So that if there is no location, you can ask for location. If it is this much quantity you need it, you fix that so that excess becomes unwanted item. And if you write about the item, any other item not in the list will become unwanted item. If it is clear, type SC super clear in the chat box. Now, all of you type, okay, PEEP in the chat box. PEEP, a place for everything in the state. That's next acronym that I want to share. PEEP is place for everything and everything in its place. Superb. Now, you can see there's a place for dustbin, there's a place for this. I can show you n number of examples you would have seen here. And this second S gives us an opportunity for VCS. Okay, what is VCS? Let somebody put on the chat box. What is VCS? Expand VCS. Visual control systems, and there we are. Okay, visual control systems or visual management systems. Okay, visual control systems. Second S gives us huge opportunity for visual control systems. Okay, visual control system in the area of particularly SMS. All of you type SMS in the chat box. What is the SMS? Anybody can guess what is the SMS? Visual control, VCS in the areas of SMS. What is the SMS? I'll let you decide that, okay? Okay, SMS is safety, machine, and storage. Visual management systems on safety. You know, in safety, yellow colors are used, black colors are used, red colors are used. For exit, green colors are used. You know, assembly points, green colors are used. For safety, there are a lot of colors that are used. Colors, codes are used. For machines, there are a lot of the machine color by itself, the guards, machine guards, moving parts, there are different colors that are there. So for safety, S, safety, there are some color codifications. For machines, there are some color codifications. And for storage, storage of finished goods, storage of work in progress, storage of raw materials, storage of quarantine products, storage of defective items, okay, etc., etc. Okay, so if this is awesome, type awesome in the chat box. So far, whatever that I've shared is awesome, means type OSME, awesome in the chat box. Okay, all of you are enjoying this. explanation of very, very important concept called as 5S, which is a foundation for any improvement in any organization. Okay, now I'll give you another acronym. All of you type second as BSc AC. And I want you to remember this by, if you want to sit in the AC cabin, you have to be a BSc holder, Bachelor of Science. Okay, this is a way to remember, again, NLP by association, remembering by association. Okay, so what I mean here is frequently used items should be free of the following. Frequently used item should be free of the following. If any item is frequently used, it should be bend free. You should not keep bending and taking it again and again. It should be search free. You should not keep searching it again and again. It should be climb free. Okay, you should not be climbing and reaching it. It should be air free. Air free means, okay, like item should be, see here in this rack, only half is stored, remaining is air. Okay, if you place something boxes on the ground, it should be tightly packed so that air does not occupy space, right? It should be air. It should be count free so that you can easily count it. You should be location. Okay, if this is clear on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 or 10 if it is super, super clear. So frequently used items should be free of 5 things, which is bend free, search free, climb free, air free, and count free. If you start thinking in this way, then your workplace would be so nicely, neatly organized that your productivity will improve, morale will improve, and people will feel happy working in that place, motivated working in this place. If you agree with me, give me a 10 on 10. Okay. All right. So set in order. I have Q&A session towards the end of this session. Next 5 minutes, we'll have the Q&A session. Just to wait for a few minutes. Okay. So set in order, labeling, numbering, zoning with clear identification, having visual control systems like, red, yellow, green, blue, just to indicate different levels of inventory are widely used and practiced. Okay. So items have to be classified by use, parking with marking. All of you type PWM in the chat box. Parking with marking. Wherever it is parked, it should be marked. And marking with naming, MWN. Marking with naming. These are things that you should remember, okay, to minimize the search of time and effort for easy retrieval. So extensive use of these visual management systems or visual control systems. And benefits of them: increased productivity, reduce cost, reduce injuries, easier cleaning, and space, right? So there are a lot of visuals that I can share with you on this. Okay. Now, if you found today's session interesting, useful, fantastic, awesome, just put it in the chat box.